All right, gentlemen, it's Coach CK coming at you with part two. I wanted to share a little story with you before I launch into the other two disciplines where you can level up your game by training. And we talked about the physical realm, we talked about the emotional realm. Today, I'm going to talk about the spiritual and the mental and how you can get those daily reps in to improve those areas as well, and quantifying it and moving the needle and actually growing and building muscle. Just like if you were in the gym doing a progressive overload, you add a little bit of weight each time to the bar, you do a couple more reps, you continue to break that muscle down and get stronger. So we talked a little bit about the training of the emotional, and I'm going to tell you a story about that in real life as I recap kind of my morning here. So let me talk about the stack. I mentioned it on the last chapter or the last video, and I'm just going to go through a stack summary with you guys. I had a little bit of a trigger this morning. I was able to do the smile and breathe because I'm getting ready for a training. It's going to be intensive. It's from 11 till 7 for like 3 days straight. I'm kind of stressed about it anyways because I'm trying to prepare and get all this stuff done. My wife had asked me to do something, or if I wanted to help her do something. I told her not really, because I wanted to get my stuff done. And then she kind of huffed and puffed. I thought she did. She basically left, and then I felt guilty, and I said, what do you want me to do? She didn't want my help. All right, cool. I've got a backstory in there about me not doing the right thing, and then her getting emotionally triggered and withdrawing. So that was kind of the frame. It triggered me. It made me really mad that I felt like I had to choose doing the thing I was going to do or helping her, and that she was kind of throwing a tantrum about it. In reality, and you'll see, she wasn't, but that's how the story I told. So let me go through. I said that when my wife doesn't get her way, she withdraws emotionally. That's painful for me. And so through this tool, the stack, I'm able to walk the block, which is look at that story to see if it's really true and look at it from different angles. So if I flip it around, I'm able to replace her with myself, right? Because we know that other people are just a mirror. So I put myself in her shoes. The opposite story was when I don't get what I want, I withdraw emotionally, which I'm like, damn, it's actually true. It's not really her that's withdrawing, it's me, because I got butt hurt. Then when I flip it around and I put the opposite story on it, I see kind of a different perspective. I said that when she gets exactly what she wants, she is emotionally available. Well, that is true as well. Doesn't really serve me in this scenario because obviously we're not always going to get what we want in life. So it's like I already knew that to be true, and it just kind of confirmed. But then the desired story, if I flip it around and say that Jenny only withdraws emotionally when Craig makes an unsafe space for her. This was the kind of me walking through the block and recognizing and what I truly want for the situation. So like I talked about yesterday, once you smile and breathe and you remove yourself, then you have to identify what you truly want to make sure that your actions are lining up. Well, my desire is for an emotional connection, a deep emotional connection. And I want my wife to love her life. I want to love my life as well. But like for what I want for me, I need us to be connected to work. So when I was able to look at the scenario and figure out, was my action going to get what I wanted? Well, if I get butthurt and act like an asshole, 100% it's not gonna, because it's gonna cause her, when I start to act like a douchebag, it causes her to withdraw. And so by me recognizing that I'm the driver of it, I'm back in control now. She's not removing herself emotionally. I'm acting like an asshole and creating an unsafe space. Well, guess what's cool about that? A, it's on me, but B, I can change that right now, right? I can change my state and not create an unsafe environment for her immediately, right? I can change my tone. I can change my volume. I can be better at communication, right? I can think about, okay, if she's triggered because she didn't know that I wasn't going to be available during that window. So I can do a better job of communicating that. There's so many things that I have control over. She's not the bad guy. These are areas for me to grow. So it reframes it in a way that now I'm empowered and I'm actually growing. So this is what we mean when we say going into the dark, to get the lesson and to get the learning, right? We don't fail, we just learn. You have to be willing to go in there and look at yourself. And this tool really allows me to do that. So let me tell you my revelation from it, right? And you guys know, you're in here, you know Project UF is huge for me right now, is becoming the man that, you know, isn't just physically strong, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in order to lead my family and help us have the life that we want, right? So I am Project UF, right? I am the first client. I am the first customer. I am the first success story. I built this thing for me. It's not to make money. It's not to sell it to you guys, but I built it because there was a need in my life and I wanted to become this person, and naturally wanted to share it and find other men who wanted to become unfuckwittable with me, right? Show them what I learned and what works for me so I can start a movement and change the world. Because I know that helping dads is the most important thing I can do. Dads are on the front lines and we don't even realize it. The front lines is not in the Ukraine like the mainstream media wants us to believe, right? Or wherever these wars are at. The front lines of the spiritual warfare is right there in our families. It's right at our doorstep, guys. And so it's how we show up as dads and husbands in our family units that creates kids that go out and influence the world. Think about that. Think about the power of that. We either spread love and light and train our kids to spread love and light by what they see, right? They're modeling us. So either we deal with our shit, our darkness, and create light, and then we share that light with the world. They see us sharing the light, we're training them to share the light, or we choose to stay in the darkness, and then guess what? By default, we're training them to spread darkness. So by us being unwilling to go in to our shit and turn that into light and then share that love and that light with the world, we're actually creating that next generation of kids that, you know, being dramatic, but I mean, dude, you're talking about emotional, social, you're talking about the bullying, the school shootings, you're talking about the suicides, like you're talking about darkness penetrating through as your legacy, changing that next generation. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but this is the reality. This is what's going on. So there are families that are broken, and there always will be, but this is our mission, man, is to make our family rock solid, share the love and the light so that we can have a legacy of spreading love and light and expanding God's kingdom. So that's really it, man. We're needed. It's our call and it's our duty to be strong, healthy fathers. And this is the first step. So hopefully that resonates. That's more of a real time example. Again, practicing what I preach. This is how I live. And this is what I want to share with you guys. I'm doing this for me. And then I want to be able to bring other men along. So let's talk about the other two, right? The second one, or the first one for today, is going to be your spiritual. For me, I've really been clear on this lately. It is simply meditating and memorizing God's truth. To me, that is found in the Bible. If you're not a Christian, then you find God's truth in your holy book. But for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. I know that the Bible is the living, breathing word of God, right? It's the blueprint. So the more I embed that into my heart and my soul, I'm able to recall it when I'm triggered. And when I do the smile and breathe, I'm able to have that infinite power of the Holy Spirit to be able to point out all these verses that I've memorized that will be able to be a weapon when I'm in a time of trigger. And so my job is to simply memorize and meditate and embed these verses into my being. And the more I do that, the closer I get to Christ, the more bulletproof I become, the less likely I am to be triggered in a situation and act like an asshole, and the more likely I am to act like Christ. So it's really simple, but I've complicated it, right? Do I pray? Do I read? Do I do these studies? Do I have to do it for like an hour? I do it in the morning and at night because I don't want to miss it. I have a streak. I'm obsessed with the streaks. It doesn't take me more than 5 or 10 minutes, but that verse starts me off on the day and it ends the day. I'm embedding it in and I'm sleeping and I'm meditating on it when I sleep. When I wake up, it's the first thing. I'm putting it in my brain and I'm setting the frame to go throughout the day. Okay, so that's the third one. The fourth and the final one today is your focus and your mental. Okay, and it kind of goes in with the spiritual, and you'll be able to see if you guys undertake this Project UF, these daily, call it the victory hour, or these daily habits, like you'll be able to combine some of these, but the mental focus is the other piece of it. Okay, and with the mental focus, you're focusing on what you want. You're focusing on things that are good and pure and holy. What does that mean for dads and dudes that are living in the world? It means not getting distracted and listening to the negativity of the mainstream media, of advertising, of TikTok, and any kind of social media that is garbage and taking away from what we want in our life. So what I put in my brain is what I'm going to focus on. And that's where this mental piece, this is just a mechanism. It is a hardware that you are in control of, right? We're at the freedom of choice. We have agency. Our mind works for us, not the other way around. So if we let that lead, if we're not aware that what we're putting in is what we're going to put out, then we're basically being a slave to that system and we're blind to it. So I don't even watch movie, TV, media, as little as possible. Obviously, you're going to get influenced by it, but we want to try to maintain a focus. It's a simple exercise of getting clear about what you want, writing it down, and then reading it every day, reminding ourselves of what we're really here for, reminding ourselves of what matters today. It's praying about, what can I do today to be in your will, God, that you've set out for me? What can I do today to move the needle forward in what my goal is, my purpose? Okay, so it kind of combining the mental and the spiritual, but your focus is critical because your unconscious mind is literally like the captain of your ship, and wherever you set those coordinates to by what you focus on is what you will attract in your life. So focusing on things that is pure, that is holy, that is good, that is excellent, things of beauty, and making that a consistent habit will have huge impact on your life. And then as you have that positive outlook, you're sharing that light with your family. I mean, you're in charge of your kids' viewpoint on the world, right? How you view the world is how they're going to view the world. They're going to have to undo a lot of stories, and we've all probably have to undo a lot of stories from our parents, and that's part of what this game is and this battle. But that piece of it, while simple, guys, just getting those daily reps in, gratitude, focusing on what's beautiful, pure, holy. It's not putting your head in the sand and pretending that there's no evil in the world. We know that there's bad things going on. There's always going to be. You get to choose where to focus. You can choose anything that's going on inside the world. You can try to find that silver lining in, and you can focus on a positive. There's heroes all over, even in the face of tragedy. There's people that are doing amazing and beautiful things, and they can be lifted up and encouraged, and you can focus on the positive out of any situation. So that's it, man. That's it for today. That's the second piece. Hopefully that exercise and that stack summary was helpful and useful. If you're interested, man, I'm launching. I've got one guy that's committed. I got 9 spots. We're going in. It's less than 10 days now. It's about 10 days, I should say. It's Wednesday today. So we're starting on the next Monday after spring break. So we're going to go this week, and we'll go all of next week. That we'll try to fill those couple spots, and then we're going to launch Healthy, Strong Dads all the way around, not just physically. If you're interested, get on a call with me, see if it's a good fit, and you can join and roll with our crew. All right, love you guys. Have a great day.